Hello, this is Professor Kim Nelson with the Jewelry Design Department here at FIT. Doing another video for our three-stone ring project. Apologize in advance for the voice on this. I've come down with a bad cold. I will do my best to hang in there. So what this video is going to deal with is how to now modify this maquette based on the new information I came up with working on it as a drawing. So, tidy up a little bit. And just select the curves. Because really, none of the curves I have here are going to be applicable anymore. No, the ones for the shank might come in handy. Oh, and the ones at the... Oh, there are no girdle lines here. Okay. First thing I need to do is to bring that drawing in. So, do that with picture frame. And go look for the image that I'm hoping to find. Now that, hopefully that's it. Let's see. No. And we're off to the races here. Picture frame. Okay, three-stone maquette drawing one. That looks better. Yeah, this is the drawing I made. So this drawing has a couple of problems with it. First off, it's the wrong size. Second off, it's glaringly bright and hard to work with. So first thing I'm going to do is go to the Properties tab, pick on Material, and I'm going to slide transparency up to about 80%. Now I'm going to turn off my ring elements. So that I can continue to work on this. What I'm finding is that I have no layers left to work with. Okay. When this happens, you have a couple of choices. Add a bunch more layers. In my case here, I'm going to clean up the drawing because there are layers that are being used that I don't need. This layer does happen to have the girdle for that. Everything else I can get rid of. So that gives me a few layers to work with. I would like a couple more. All right, so, oh, I know what I'd like. I'd like a nice green shows up nicely in the Rhino viewport. So, I need to make this actual size. I'm going to go into my front viewport. I'm going to make a circle diameter. That is close to the size of this as I reasonably can make it. Going to make another Actually, I'll move this into position. Move it straight over, holding Shift key. Move it straight down. Once again, holding Shift key. Good enough. Going to put another circle in the viewport around 0, and I'll make that 17 millimeters. And now that I have that, unlock my drawing and just do a 2-point orientation scale. Yes, 3D is fine. Quad, 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 quad. And hopefully that lines up intelligently with my model. So, now I'm going to take what I've got here and I'm going to make my maquette match my drawing. First thing I'm going to want to do, some of you in class seem daunted by the working in 3D method that I had used before. So I'm going to show another way of doing this. Always good to have more than one option handy. Going to take this stone, going to orient it, scale no, copy yes. Going to take it from this end and mid, and I will put it right a bit confused. Copy yes, scale no. Target point 0 and off to the side. So now I have a copy of that stone down here on the ground. I could do the same thing with the center stone, but since it's not going to be changed or moved, and since it's already horizontal, I don't need to. Just turned off the layer holding the drawing. I'm going to grab the girdle line for this stone. I'm going to join it. I'm going to go into the front viewport, and I'm going to move it down. See, I'll copy it so I leave one at the girdle. Something like that. Now in the last tutorial I offset that to make it a little bit smaller. I'm not going to bother doing that this time, just because you don't have to. If I decide I don't like it, I can change it later. This is the biggest it can be, so go into my top C-plane so I can extrude straight down. Solid option equals yes. And the distance for this, I'm going to do minus 1.2. Let's make it minus 1.5. Because that's as thick as I'd ever want it. 1.2. I'm typing minus 1.2 because it's going in the negative direction. Okay, so I have this. I don't need that curve anymore. I don't need that curve because I can get it from this top surface. That is the litmus test for whether I throw geometry away. If I can get it easily somewhere else, I can chuck it. Reproducing that curve I could do in a number of ways, the most easy of which would be just to either duplicate edge or pop off the top surface and duplicate border. Either one would give me what I want. So I have these two. Now I also need to have a curve that I can use to control depth, and that'll make more sense as I progress. but I just need a handle to get a hold of. So I'm going to do that by making a curve, both sides. Hold Shift key and pull it straight up. Then I go ahead and make this girdle line the same layer as the stone. I'm going to grab all three of these items and group them so that they move together from now on. In the spirit of keeping things consistent, I'm going to grab this girdle, copy it straight down, something like that. Back to top C-plane because it has to extrude perpendicular to the C-plane. And extrude it straight down. Solid yes, minus 1.2. So I have that in position. And now that I've got that, throw that away. I'm going to move this up into position. That's me turning object snaps off because they were getting in my way. Something like that. Something like that. Going to get me a reference line from the girdle, just so I can see how much I've tucked under. That's plenty. I can tuck under a little less. Now I'm going to bring back my drawing. This is very close to what we had before. I would like everything to come down. I had commented in the last video that I didn't like how high these windows were. So I'm going to bring this whole assembly down. Something like that. Maybe not that quite that far. I'm holding Shift key down as I move to keep things going ortho. Now I want these to be one plate eventually. So I'm going to bring that down and take a look. That becomes awfully squat in here. And I could tuck this under more now that I'm further away, further down the pavilion. Probably don't want to go that close. Okay, that's about a third. I can live with that. I can nudge this down a little bit if I want to. Perfect. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to change in my video, for my videos, I wanted to lower these stones, which I have done. So I have that. Okay. My problem is that this is not a single plate. And it would be really nice if it were a single plate so I could extrude it straight down. So I'm going to make it a single plate now. Turn off my drawing.